Got Matt Lowry on the line from Conquest Chronicles to talk USC football. The Trojans hit the practice field on March 24th, and of course, an elite level at wide receiver has been USC's calling card in recent years, despite the struggles of the program overall in maintaining the standard of USC. The wide receivers have been an exceptional, and specifically, Matt, looking at the Utah game, a game in which the Utes came in as decidedly the better team, and especially on defense, that USC's wide receivers pretty much single-handedly won that game, bailing out Matt Fink time after time as he came off the bench to win that game. Michael Pittman moves on to the NFL after just a crazy good year with 101 catches, but there's still plenty of talent left for 2020.
Yeah, so as everyone knows, just about 2 wide receivers are gone. Michael Pittman, who left due to graduation and is currently preparing for the NFL draft. I believe he's in Indy for the combine, which takes place this Thursday, actually. But he had an outstanding year. And then, as we know, Velus Jones, who transferred to Tennessee, reunites with his old coach, and T. Martin, who is the wide receivers coach for the Volunteers. Velus Jones, we thought would have a pretty bigger role or interesting role under Harrell in the air raid offense, but ended up losing his starting spot, I believe, to Drake London as Drake London emerged. But really just a lot of talent, as you mentioned. They still have Tyler Bonds, Drake London, Amon-Ra St. Brown. They have Kyle Ford. They have Brew McCoy. I just named 5 guys right there that's going to make a huge difference. Not to mention Josh Jackson, who comes in as a recruit. Gary Bryant Jr., another 4-star recruit. On top of I'm missing quite a few that off the top of my head, but they are still loaded at wide receiver in terms of talent. And really, they're gonna have play. I mean, depth-wise is here and there, but they still have guys who you could throw the ball to and you can make a difference. You got to account for all of them, and that's hard for secondaries to do. I mean, yeah, we've seen BYU and Washington drop 8 in the coverage and really try to force them to figure it out. But when USC hit their stride, you saw it was even tough for Notre Dame to really contain those guys. Mind you, and USC lost that game. It wasn't by much, but it was tough for Notre Dame to contain those guys. So in terms of that, USC still has plenty of weapons that they can account for. And I think it's going to be interesting to see the multiple ways of how they get the ball, how they utilize those guys. I think that's what's going to be interesting to see this spring. How do they use those guys? How do they mix it up now to get all of them open? So that's what I'm interested to see.
I can't imagine there's a team across the country that lost a player that caught over 100 passes, and then they still bring back 2 players that caught 77 and 74 passes in Amon-Ra St. Brown and also Tyler Vaughns, not to speak of, as you mentioned, Drake London with 39 catches and 5 touchdowns in his first significant playing time with the USC. So the wide receiver core is set despite the loss of Pittman. If only USC was this fortified and strong and top end talented at other spots,
and had 3 guys or had four guys catch for over 100 yards in the UCLA game, and only one of them is gone. So that's that's pretty amazing to say the least. But like you mentioned, I think USC is just loaded. That's the one position they're absolutely loaded at.
Matt, we appreciate you stopping by to break down quarterbacks and wide receivers at USC. Hopefully you can come back soon, and we'll catch the rest of the team as we head toward late March.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited and looking forward to it.